Adishama Yamamu Yinajo Makwaba Eba United Television, so Yakasia Ba. Or so for son so dear Mayfi or Maymu and a Fama Hudu Biso and a Ship House. The Kajanshi Eba the Sumaye Kamo, Sekasiboy DSTV channel 360, Sanso and a Facebook and its social media platforms in Nakasaboy, a Kabu Elho. As there be a baby among Kaho, na your farmer specialized in soup and a special drink. This way chocolate drink and then coffee drink. Need for full. And if you need a backline, best point savings and loans and the best assurance. Wa madarma and akasebi. Ya de browna de edi mu akotene bi and say dwuma de bi akoso afa humesuan ho awo America memu na me ye so afo hwe humesuan so akɔkyerɛkyerɛ free senior high and hyehyɛ ahodo aban ye de abo humesuan. Na Bank of Ghana ni posifo akabom atinipa aduoso sia se omo eye sika ho adwuma enambra kwan so. Na andi sama yekuna yesanchofo hyemu wo musa mo kan se e ka me se regiment san ne yisi anamon bi omutu no sanhwe ya e de basabasaye e na babo men abatu nsem atwoma ponwa mesi no e wa asante mantem ni pensia a omoye galamsey no abansa so hopechi na ebe kwam no ne nsem so Nigeria memu ya chi nipa bi akoke bebrebe pa say for no mudi fio no for no mudi ko ya chi omo. Na wa Tanzania memo wo se te se Ghana di 11 wa ba no musu de bi baye e wo bank any mobile money ni so neso krofo asu amasese no aban se wetwam ontimi fanye gbebi ense bi ka ho ana ye de bra mu se kasebo akenkanfo a yesu mo na nwumre eye me eja kwabena mene akwia eje wa kodie afi kasebo na mu nsam nie dwomade bi akoso e wo America memu ana o men yeso afo hwe Ubeshon Sam so the nyamfo doctor Osaya adutwum and okusi omanga na nemu ne nyina san hyemu yi efa ehumesua aman hudu ne nyina eye ntoto ye de afa ho no na bra ye so afo ikoye no eno kwakyereche wiasa mansa nyina okwan a aban baye wode fisi ne ha ya aba na afa no achi nhyehyɛ wodo wo ye de abosa ne baye maya so betumi nya humesua mu nimde no wode tudwa mamanfo edisembo ena je no so.
As I sit here and hear about the SDG goals and talk about the gap between the knowledge and values and how do you transform that space. We were lucky, we were beginning a new curriculum and we're able to infuse the SDG goals into it. So in terms of the curriculum, whilst we implement, we also implementing the SDGs goals in terms of the values, caring for people and all those things that really matter. But also know that in a developing country like Ghana, in order for you to create a transformative education system, you have to begin to understand that you need some leapfrogging strategies. The government decided that we wanted every student to go to senior high school. 60 years after independence, high school, upper secondary was just the preserve of the rich. If you are poor, you could not go. How do we create all the spaces necessary for everybody to go? We have to go to California. We had to look at year-round schools, and we implemented year-round schools in Ghana. That means we divided all the students into 3 tracks. At any point in time, 2 of them are in school. We were then able to create space for every single child to go to senior high school. So as I speak with you, we began with, before free senior high school, there were only about, or the introduction of year-round schools, only 800,000 students were in school. When we removed the cost barrier, and increased access through year-round schools, we've been able to grow secondary enrollment from 800,000 to 1.3 million. We have also increased gender parity. Before the introduction of free senior high school, parents in deprived communities had to make a choice between the girl going to high school or the boy. Invariably, it was the boy. So our gender parity at the time was 0.92, 9.99. Next year, there will be a gender parity in Ghana at the secondary education level, all because we're able to use leapfrogging strategies for access. Because if you don't, you're going to sit there and lament and say, oh, developing country, no buildings, we can't do this. But when you begin to think about leapfrogging strategies, when a sense of urgency is created, you begin to borrow from around the world, then what was deemed impossible then become possible. So instead of saying, I don't have buildings, begin to think, why not year-round schools? Why can't you reduce the enrollment of students in the classrooms through year-round school concept? Because even if in California, a developed nation, a state in a developed nation, in 1994, when high school became 4 years, they had to use year-round. Then we could also use same, and that's what we are doing.
Na se wohwe sadia cedi no ewo form na dollar no edi ahina empenifo chem se nkrofo bi dwumadi omudi ne nam so amana banisa enti ene Bank of Ghana ene omai post adwumakoni ni pa bi eti omugu montene so ewo tudu ewo enkraha a omosese sika ewo black market ahodo no yakwachichi nipa beye aduoso ensia 76 sei ene koso
Sene ben no my Ghana esidi no bese nya na biom agina so na dole dimirika babababa masidi ni di nachi a onto ne ba bia na bom na chimfuturo nko an ohunu no ye betima pa no kuma sibire na aboa mo my Ghana ye dwumadi ahodo ne esika sem no so atima fa no ntoma pa ediefira ni sai so ntino Bank of Ghana empenifo ne Ghana Police Service atokese atiesi nkranmonti so akwakochi nipa bako adiosu nsia osesa sika eye black market ni bia woni tumikrata ne abia ya mpenifo kokodi sa adwuma ibi eye tudu Rollins Park lava any bia keka ho dwumadie na chire no ene opanyina Bank of Ghana wodan no say head of foreign exchange bureau officer Adwoa Kunadu Toto ekasa eche dwumadie no asesei
tisia no ukọ out na unam kroma uhu nkofo krekresika na omo frefro sa nkofo na omugina Bank of Ghana ma obia license say on this draw sikemu sa ye catch omo say enye right and emrana so muwa wa wo beto wa wo ton no munyina yebetimi achim enti ene no enye Bank of Ghana nko ana ye Bank of Ghana ne Ghana Police Service police no emrana e wo Ghana no the Foreign Exchange Act 723 no ma ho kwan say wonni Bank of Ghana license please itimecho and bibia nsi obia kwan a se oye Ghana ni a se ubetimi akọ register a company no wabeje license wo Bank of Ghana no wa ye the excessor wo ye woton ba ye catch obia se ye 408 licensed institutions e wo country we mu nti eni se ugina kwan ho tons anase tosika ko the necessary wo mo ya license wo mo to do that no na ye na uye ne sa na ukoso so afa Ghana card ko na yemfa ma electronic receipt ukọ na nipa na ma receipt utimi insist on it ye pese ye Ghana yesika no ejina and the more nkofo save you foreign currency mo no instead of the cedi no amuni confidence wo ye cedi no ha bebre e ma bibia boye de inti yesremo Ghana ahase ne Ghana yedi Ghana cedi inti obia enje yesika ni di na omumfanye edwuma
Andy sama yekora yesentrofo hyiamu ene daye amodwam tenene ye wura ofusu ampofo na okasa won sentrofo dwumadi nase na ne nyina ne so mo kire se asem kase baba frankansi so na so de franka no ahyase e bosi papa ene say electoral commission ne dwam tenene eye Regin Mensa ene na pamfo etu anamon bia so man hwanka ho asem ntemu a ebetum do yi ne pa abre ye kebima meka bia yesu amansa nyina bom se maye no ene so mo kire se constitutional instrument bi sia bi a Letter commission ede kom na hye bedwamu no so obi betumi ato aba na so betwe ni din a na age se Ghana card nko an do betumi dai sa na no eno mo kire se afi apem ankro de okro mienu oman yemra pon hyehyɛ a ye de ye adwuma no na kire se si ayi eye bunkama faso na so mo ahwan ye ho bibia ede how pa ane beba.
A person who qualifies to register as a voter may prove his or her identity by either presenting a valid Ghanaian passport, national identity card, not national identity card issued by the National Identification Authority as proposed in this CI, or a registration identification form signed by 2 registered voters within the community. What the EC proposes to do with this new CI is to eliminate the 2 other sources of proof of identity, i.e. the Ghana passport and the guarantee system, leaving the Ghana card as the only means of identity. The second implication is that the regulation flies in the face of Article 42 of the Constitution, which states as follows: every citizen of Ghana 18 years or above and of signed man has the right to vote and is entitled to be registered as a voter for the purpose of public elections and referenda. End of quote. This clearly makes the proposed provisions unconstitutional. What it means is that if the CI is passed in its current form, it will not only be unconstitutional, it will radically disenfranchise all those prospective voters who, for no fault of theirs, are unable to obtain the national ID card issued by the National Identification Authority. They would have been denied the right provided for them under Article 42 of the 1992 Constitution. The 1992 Constitution provides only three conditions for registration as a voter, and that is: 1, the person has to be a citizen of Ghana; 2, the person must be of sound mind; and 3, the person must be 18 years old and above. Therefore, no subsidiary legislation can be used to undermine this provision. That is the reason why, since the inception of the Fourth Republic, all regulations governing registration of voters have always provided a granting system in order to take account of all qualified persons who, for one reason or the other, do not possess the requirements. The removal of this provision from the CI and make the Ghana card the sole requirement for registration is to deny all such persons the right to register and vote. And this is a complete breach of and violation of Article 42 of the 1992 Constitution, and therefore unconstitutional.
Ebra ndi si amayego no president Jofo Nhyiamu Emma Owura Samuel Fosu ampofo awo no eyedwomtire ni amayego no ekasa no osinka ohu ye amayeko ahodo no ewo anamusifo ewo abato komisa omudwumadi omudimu ene ya to ne dini se interparty advisory committee nenka omahwe ato adwene kama nenso abato komisa wese de okokosi gina ye pe no de ababehye omokon omamanyeko ni nkebo ye kabi enkabi ne basa eha adwene pa.
To give a dubious semblance of majority IPAC support for their often misguided fait accompli decisions, the EC had devised a system where mushroom virtually non-existent parties whose services have been procured by the MPP have been given 3 voting rights against 1 by the NDC. A party like the NDC with 137 MPs should not be outweighed at IPAC by parties with no credible presence on the political landscape and who have no representation in Parliament. Numerous complaints from us for a redress of this patently unjust situation have been met with intransigence by the EC. It is for this reason that we boycotted IPAC with a view to drawing attention to the caricature that it has become and how unworkable its present composition is. We are simply unable to be part of a system that is designed to rubber stamp fraudulent approval of NPP decisions handed to the EC to implement. Since announcing our boycott, several respected individuals and organizations, including the National Peace Council, the Commonwealth Secretariat, the United Nations Development Programme, and civil society organizations such as the Ghana Center for Democratic Development, CDD, and the Institute for Democratic Governance, IDEC, have attempted to broker our return and resolve any issues that might be militating against him. While we have been willing to reach common grounds on the problems highlighted above and have them resolved to ensure our speedy return to IPAC, the Electoral Commission has remained obstinate and has flatly refused to even meet the mediating organizations to discuss the matter. Furthermore, almost 2 years after we submitted a comprehensive set of proposals for electoral reforms to the EC, they have not accorded us the courtesy of even studying the proposal and tabling them for discussions. Several of the reforms introduced in our electoral system were proposed in the past by the MPP, then in opposition. Back then, the proposals were tabled by previous EC leadership at IPAC and were adopted after deliberations by stakeholders.
Nienti a yabo ekoto IPAC ne se kane no yeko IPAC a ebi a kire na dwen ebi a ne isi afawe kakra no afawe kakra ne nyina ye nya ye honte ase enam IPAC so na ballot boxes na emu da ho ye de baaye enam IPAC so na biometric register baaye enam IPAC so na color ID baaye enam IPAC so ma ensisai bebre aba ama ye democracy na kwa ni mu se biase afane nyina ye kase Ghana dodo na ye IPAC reforms it is sana ye the building your democracy. Madam Jemensa baaye no ono IPAC no adane ne se ono kokodwen ne oba no aba bebo amane so wumpo I wait me a cancel we wiase nyina onfa yenko IPAC amien susu bibia wafada eti se IPAC na kwakoda ne se oba no aba bebo amane dia na hu hia se be kwakotra ho woni me address o kontra no person inform ya na what try letter ne no ano.
Awurade sima madam mama yankwaji abo afon kra to edi kan ye ba ye kase bo no ye beto aso.
Yama ya huya huwa kwa bafi yetu wakasi ya boneso.
Yebeko Kumasi eya Santimantan Krupo mama ne boy saka free Kumasi asafo ene se fita for shop bi eja kokoto ho ama sisi kase ne ma hye nya sem kuma kra amade bon kire se anan homa anopai babo be don duba kwa pounds ma aduasa 11:30 am ena omun hu se bebi ana wo mo soso cars ne bi nema no bia se petrol se den yo kopete de kugu bi so ama boom eja to ho anya sem kuma kra hisi kase esi shops makomako be insia ena ahye ena Ford basisi makomako miensa ene Opel Saloon car ba konso ene mawdo bebre ena ahye amafo nche saa ayrohusam esi ewo asafo Ghana Revenue Authority wom office a ewo asafo no echipe ena sase bekusi a ede ohapa abrefitafo no ene amanfo a ewo no we eyasamo aba UTV enso ye di akire na de bi fi akire bebia no yebema yahwefo atini nyina.
Penyina wono ena boss adwumako no wada no eba kokroko Peace FM dwumadia no pade ne so ede betu yachire mu se fango a yedi sie esom man no ede aka no ebeso ye nefua no du miensa 13 days pe na chese yasa enti ese ye pekwan befa so ibenya bi eno na kopek mpenifo ede betu yachire mu se ensem no a etwa gu no enti ase no sisi so na enye sa enete enti enya oru adankan amwa ewa homa no so kopek ko no ono ene da no bebo yenjirimu eja mu amajoe
minia ya mamenchia na menchia eja kwabena ene wahwefo nyina nsoso enimre
obi aje woso boss penyini se ye fangwa ye disie no de ekita ye no besu ye 13 days pe but mu kiremu se enye sa na tie adai
emese me ne boss penyini enya nkita ho kakra ene ya na sa story ne beto odwa no me ye mhye me kakra na wotwi sha ase na mpanyimfo ebita se petrol no ebe shorty ye kodi akire ko bise mu no na chese ye nya emmen ba bia shortage bia wo chese de wo oman ni mu amfa ya nkokra no be bo so me ne fa de ebetime de yakọ de si eposo enso so a eba no vessels no be a 9 ecosin they are also on standby to discharge. And the shortage be den kakra said there some other section of the media report here, Again, Sana Watchia Bank of Ghana has also released it kakra the ama BD is an fuel importers EB. So almost been chia sebe almost suppliers a dollar demand a normal one. And so we are nowhere near situation near war as of July, August, but going back to Bost Penino de Okaya, no treasure over Bost, thanks, I can see now. There are no war Boston Kwa one. So she are Macrana, Boston on Kwa bet me a keep your mind for 13 days. Which is very accurate. But what the other private BDCs Okabomwa totally no hormone number bosome and na watch here. Clearly you are nowhere near your friend is fuel shortage anytime. Now what they said their air bands also are 18 also and then a beer discharge a free or China also others would also come to discharge. Ago and gasoline na mean say we are anywhere near sa shortage here. And it's a section of the media at the better mountain. So there's enough in country. Make me the message me book akanesa.
Boss papa no asem no so na ye gina na ye de enkomo etitiri. Wakasa se omampanyinda da akofo abreso na ye twa sika bi to wono mu a na ye de to fango ni babesi na ye twam ema sese ni wo bi mu ntisika ye de eto no ema omo enya no sedia omo epeno entinu na ekwan bi so mpese ye san de sai eto ne babie mu ana na boss nya sika e de to fango
san komo no emese ya sere omo ma yensi honkonya na yenni ope the friend strategic stock na assets ema bust na o ka se o de to foforo to so yenkoche ntua na yɛmfa nkɔtɔ petrol no fa mesie ɛma bust. The question is capitalization ahe na wohia ɛde store product no. Is it 100 million? Is it 1 billion? If it is 1 billion, the temporal levy and the airco pesa capital no for boss to keep a strategic stock. And now the better the taxes na kana yede to petrol so buy the kutuakabi. The more I tuaka, the more na ekano e grow no. If that is the idea there, say the yempany. But the idea so say oh. Yen fa kakra ento so be bo so me ba ko mienu miensa bi na yen raise kakra e ma boss be ye obetimi a hold the friend is strategic stock na some common no I'm sure that most Ghanaians will be open to that conversation no? Okay. Secondly, offer fuel pricing build up na there's something we call fuel market margin 5% recipe a petrol so they colors efrafra petrol no additives efrafra no sebe ya MPA kwa probo they can tell that we petrol ye Ghana de we petrol and was a commonly Niger na aka wa ha the other can say adulteration no MPA can detect ya so say asika no if MPA suspended sa program no because and ye can say no your fuel analyzers you don't need to use color to determine the petrol, no. Off spec and say adulterated and say good and bad. Okay. You can do, a spot check in 1 minute. Offer Gulf for was Avan Ibia and then echo around to check on the quality of product. I may say or more customers. That technology exists. Fuel market margins, Afibiano or the 5% was ni more as against 4-5 billion liters I consume here. That's between 200-300 million Ghana cedis. In the name of say a Kalafu or no. That money you bet me a diverted at the boss at least for the meantime. Or bit me a day and also so a store product for the other kind of strategic stock. Now sorry. Na Russia, Ukraine, day, na Ebola cost rubio on the international market. Maybe boss can step in, but that conversation may need to say a dear as we speak. Into new tax there, we are opposed to. There are other avenues. I bet me the says the camera. Yes, I'm bedding Ghana for you with another line of taxation.
Mr. Amwa, ekobi nsusu bekasa ye omo mu de fafa ngo no anwo che mu say okọ international market na ye dwama wodo so no a fango bo no abafom kakra but Ghana has said ye ntimi enya price no wo fom esan se cedi no ehode no wo fom because dollar no ye de kokra edeba enti ye hwe animu se fango bo no ebetimi akoso ebra edi animu anase eso ebete ede abafom kakra de amaye ena afen so kase mu retu dwa chem se anya hwekra no ase oboso miensa fango kakra hodo ma beboa ye technical no die be na opa kire na ekwa kosisen esa ya hyehyɛ bi eguom de esi pono so ba na sesa ya hyehyɛ bi eguom ebetimi aboa ye yana
my main second one no me say petroleum importation no it revolves we the nedia by next week na another one so the nedia aba into the nedia by and then no ebedru next week no to nedia na the others on queue and na say lake and no and so I started discharge. It might not necessarily be said the Abanoa and I Sabeka for the rest of the year. There are several other cargoes between now and the end of the year. And that shortage I do not foresee happening. Secondly, I also do not see how international market dynamics so Ofa world marketer eswati ye pa be boso mimienu miensa ntamunie no na crude enenam $120 a barrel finished product petrol diesel a chim mono na no so nenam $2,300 a metric ton. Okay. Sabe no ka say eswa ama anopay na me say crude nenam $87 eswa year. Finished product no so and about 1,200 no And then 850, 900 as we speak. In Eswati significantly. Nanka was a Ghana for Enya into Swa, and reduction at the pump levels, no.
Okay.
But yeah, because see the no so over beginning of the year, then 6 CD 30, 6 CD 50 pesos. Some know can say, oh, compare, Uti Yana, when no 10 CD 40, 10 CD 30 pesos. And see the no development. Ama sebin to swanan kayebinya at the pumps, no, Yansan Kai. And so that is one critical thing. I was empeñing for a share Ghana's monetary policy or money home. Just giving the dollar out to the importers, BDCs, no, will not be enough.
Okay.
If there's a way to bring the city, no, a little stronger, we should try and work at it. And exchange to a dollar, it's me by 9 poor. That would also work. But then again, the US dollar is also strengthening against all other currencies. And on one hand, we could do something. On the other, it looks as though that the American dollar is also on a certain speed limit, and as a lane, or not the American one or two even against the pound, against the euro, against other currencies. You know, the US dollar is strengthened by the day. And so we have a tight situation. Maybe we can do something about the CDA. And so, but it's a CDA, petrol bona, pump, no, and petrol 10 CD, 90, 11 CD, diesel, and then 14 CD, 50, no. AB and that's bit me at about 9 CDs for petrol. Diesel also bit me about AB 10, 11, maximum 12. But where it is, simply because of the city's development over the past 5-6 months, you know, Ghanaians will not get reduction. Nanka, you deserve it because international market. Maybe if you forget me, I home baby. I'm exchange, you know, for more. That will help.
Oh, okay. Eya di yanko motwetwe ni si na yen hwe eye NPF wo sunyane dwumadi omukodi ye. Yenim se kopek mudumani adi echi how far?
So you see, anytime you bet say fuel station be and the customers end in the year, no. Na we don't take it say a customer back no cut petrol, no, and no problem. But again, we should also not use the challenge that Yakoto petrol, no, na Yajunimono, we do not think that we got the right volumes, no, to also destroy some of the companies. Let me estimate me book. Sir, Wofagol, one of the leading oil marketing companies, over 450 stations, largely compliant. Obekaya future ye cry for some troy for at the other parts of the country. Check volumes almost deliver.
Okay.
You hardly come across a challenge with Go, but sometimes machines also can more function, and we would implore Go as a company should take an active interest in some of these pump readings. Then 8 pumps are one. Mienu Bako over deliver, Bako under deliver. And because of Bako na under deliver no, now affected the whole brand of 450 stations almost pumps no, bro bear 10,000. Say biapo use 8 pumps or multiply by 400 now, bro 10,000. Now mienu ana Bako be challenge because I am mechanical no. Then we end up discussing them sometimes in a very bad taste. I think they go for IUB, but they should also go a step further to ensure that Anopa or much pumps, and you close here, I check it again to ensure that the delivery or the deliverable levels, is what the law prescribes.
Yati, Yadasi, Orua Duncan Amua. Orua Duncan Amua, ni needing na Kopek Econo Wadano, na ye din comodia for fangon sensemu, and no watch an agony.
Arishima may be jira wisuni asa kwa jenkratu ya ba. Beto aso. adehema ma yɛda mase yɛba yɛto yɛkase bɔ no so na dwumadie bi akɔso a ne nyina nso ɔmo yɛ de aboa sɛ ne bɛyɛ a efi a yɛyɛ ne nneɛma hodo yɛ bituma hwɛ na yɛabrɛ na sɛ titiriw ɛwɔ ɛnkran ha na saa dwumadie mu die no wiem sakra de ɛka ho sɛ de bɛyɛ a yɛnsu a yɛnom ɛne ma hodo nyina ɛka ho na wɔn yɛ tu saa na mo yin sɛ de bɛyɛ a efi a yɛmene yɛn ɛne nneɛma hodo no bituma ka bom yɛhwɛ na yɛsiesie ne nyina
na empenifo a ɛwɔ atwoma pɔnyiwa mansinim ɛwɔ asante mantem wani abrese krodom ɔmo ensem nada ne sɛ aban se galamse wotu ase enti ɔmo ta aban no wachi aban kra chipanyin onimonyamfo Isaac Kwadwomafo ade anim ame akɔchi ni pensia a ɔmo yɛ galamse ɛwɔ asante mantem
Uko piemu ewa atwuma mponua mansinim ewa asante mantem a enkuro bi te sɛ beda aboɔ beposo abompe kotokuom amangwase abeisua tuntuma ene enkura aka ne nyina ben nsu efe no river ofin na rehosem no se kwan bone so efa so etu agudie mekire illegal mining galamsey ekoso dendende omo de champagne bi ena eye omo de tunsuo na afi tutututu na omo se obo ade bobre eno ena Minerals Commission of Ghana afi Small Scale Miners Association ena atwema mponua Jesuit Assembly omo ka boma omo etimi etu anamo a omo etimi akwakwache eye nipa ensia wo de anoto nkyɛn so a saa champagne bi a omo edi tu sika kokɔ ɛwɔ nsuo ɛso bɛyɛ 400 de omo timi asɛe ne nyinaa ɛnam so ama UTV nsɛm trɛfoɔ ɛne aban krache panyi a ɔno wɔ atwema mponua mansinimo onimonyamfoɔ Isaac Kwadwomafo ɛtwetwe ho nkɔmɔ abra aprɔbɔ no nyinaa ɛba wieye na no ɛna wɔkyerɛ sɛ
free bɛɛ bosumini anamo a yɛtu wona etu sa owunsuo no so no yetu anamo bebre ye hyase free beda abo yekɔ beposo yekɔ abompi yekɔ abasua yekɔ gugu krum yekɔ kutukum amangwasi ntobroso yegusu akonansa ne yekɔ tuntuma echi ni pensia niema ne de niema bebre ne den yetu no so sa sebi bebre ho no ma yase no ni pensia de begum ye do mama police fo no ena wo ko court si ya police fo no emfa mo nsie nyame ya adoma defia da wo sa apie court nti madam botai me friends e pese nyina manse hunu anamo ayetu e wa atwoma mpo no a panifo se ba akofo nkyere damfo ekono de ye kokese edi nka eye ka eye anamontu eye adaje seye na besra yenkwa yentimintu nyina yenhwe na yentu sasa no timifa akwanyeso na masra atwoma mpo no this assembly members wa atwoma mpo no unit committee members na nanom mu various communities so mu nyina mboa na anamo ayetu na emie peye se yentimintu ase na yensu ensei na nkyire maba edansu bibi atwam ofe said no offensity enenya sanete tano ankobra yenhwe masane ma nkoso nti yestre abefi bese bosumini yetu onso saa amen sese me no kase okobe poso abompa ensu ni da hono mo a aye kama na yegusu aso eko said be ya etu betwa ne nyina nya somdwe
Owura Abdul Razak Alasan ono ena ye communication director Edema Small Scale Miners Association ono so ne YouTube nsam twefo twetwe nkomo
galamsey asem yi abeya sudie kese ama ye nyina especially we small scale miners no bebre enhu susu ya eda galamsey ne small scale no entem but yes no as small scale miners no galamsey yes no emudi enya because of hwensuo no any forest no nema ekoso na ema bebre no efi se eya eno nti na yaka ye ho abom na ya form ye monitoring team a ye make sure say ye be monitor ye sector make sure say galamsey see for no ntimimba na mom ekonwe na akoye omanmu no nyina nti no ye ma ye monitoring team structure task force no ye say extend ya taban na ye boa aban na nyina ye kosa kon no
adwirimu haw yare ade a koso ewo man mu yi pa ne no na Ghana Health Authority mpanyefo de to dwechirim se obehia se omutumi hwe na omoboa obi biara ibi oboa kosate bia no mu nti omode short code bia ba eba na se to free number bia ba eba beboa eye 0800 678 678
Dwumadi a odi ye ede power homatrofo ihu ntoma na kwankyerefo panyina wono na Mental Health Authority odano Professor Kwesi was say ekasa wase na wochiri mu a o ma Ghana mu aka me akwose subi na adwe so obeku no ho ana so obeku no ho pe na nsentwerefo adahoroma na agentre ha ne sai so ntino obi so te horoma na ne kondo se asimesi kwaje ne nkwa free ne nsemu kura na ofa so trende ye iduma me so me kwankwaje me nkwan firi me nsam ni nyina ka ho bi na kame akọ se suicide na se ni pagye won kwan efiri won sem o magana mu no abribia no na ekosoro sa no na se na be na nipakum na magye me credit afiri me nsam manoma droma san homa no be brasenti no mpenifo da mental health authority ano aye ne se onua wote honom na se bibi ha o bibi sha wo so anampo kondo so obegye wo kra edi afiri nsam a de serede na wafra homa turufo iso 0800 678 678 ofra oha obia no de fato mpenifo anim na obekọ omoa se na be na obitima tenase na enkwado do nyankopon de domo no otime di akosi awiye
ye beka ya mfie num ni Ghana ha epija ne ho sankrofo edi ohwa wu ehye ohwa komfo na nipa bebre nso pese omo eko di ohwa wu enti ye hwese be pa dwumade bi ato hodmo na ye de number atodwa enti o sa ho hwan mu a obetimi afre na no kre eboai nanso ne haw kakra ne se sa number no ofre a e wankasa wo fidie no na wo ne telcos for no edin kita ho nti wo betew nti be ho a ye edin kita ho na be simadio no pe na wo credit na sa na se sasa so na san kita ho no ye nyanwe ya na de be yens ne pakron hwa na okodi no hawo nti ye hwe se be pe ahoma bi ato ho no a eno de ofre a e free maw na no mfie numfie na ne nya enso na e free maw no extra se so bi tua ho ka nti ho aka tua no na aikoye assembly o nti afa ne nyame adawma yedi hu kita ho a akowie se ye betumi ade sa dwuma no aba emu a ofre a free e ho ka no so telcos for no so adawba o ma jetu se be kakra bi nti mental health authority e betua sa ka no nti ofre a breaking tin a wo hia se ye ne odin kita ho se bia don hwere ba ko kra ye no bedin kita a wontu aka pre
na no akire no na titina ni ye de mental health authority eko no Estela Pia echechi mobotepi pontia ahoma trofui wapa hontoma.
As we launch the Mental Health Authority call center today, we breathe a huge sigh of relief, knowing that going forward, many lives will be saved because there will be psychosocial support. And also, at this point, we also need to appreciate that when people take their lives, it causes devastation to the loved ones they leave behind. The vulnerable will not have to battle alone with mental health issues, but will be able to conveniently offload stress to the people who have the expertise to help them through their challenges on the other end of the phone. It is our expectation that this undertaking is considered as a national resource and that people will seek to contribute to the long-term sustenance of the Mental Health Authority call center to help improve the mental well-being of those at risk. Once in a while, each of us may experience some form of mental disorder, and it is on those occasions that this resource will be available to everyone to help deal with whatever condition the vulnerable may face. I call on you to support this call center in any way possible to ensure it is sustained and continues to save the lives of thousands each year.
Ghana this year waka so mfimfiri mantemu ene UTV edi nkomo akirem se de niam bo no edin dodo abanye bibi mfa ho anya sade a atama biu.
Inflation akosoro amoma Ghana bibia ebo akosoro akafango akankusua akaprekunam akenwane eto no dwa so akapia water akachechere water akalorife koko ni wachi nyina sese ne bo akosoro empabo ye se no na ase aka bibia o Ghana mu bo akosoro nanso ade ba ko o Ghana fo ansusu da se na nka inflation kosoro no so bo be kosoro ye sebi ya ne bo amanfo chirimu a inflation akosoro mo Ghana mo endin enka nka okotwa oto okọ ya ne so anase bomba latre KVIP so a nka 50 pesos se na otua nanso inflation akosoro se okọ bomba latre anase ya ne so a once the 50 pesos na ebo na kwakodum amanfo chirimu a ha o mo papa na wo ahwese o yem hawo na wo so okọ ya ne be ye mpre na mpre no mpre nsia dakoro na ba ku bia be ku bia na so uche once the 50 pesos amanfo chirimu a anu edin emo munti aban onye hu bibi
na 50 pesos se 2 cedi 1 cedi 50 pesos yeso enya ndimi ye na be beti akọ 2 cedi na 1 cedi 50 pesos enye ya obi abepe rubber bag black na wani na agomo achichira tuo aban no so ofa konkom besisa bola na ayema wakurom nti se to ebesisa toilet eno bola no ina ade tuo na waba besisa amaye se osi opese okrom na enye fe anka ope krom na enye fe a what to bibia toilet so betumu na ye den na ebe ma market na uyem kama na connector a so be nanti akofie ana meboa wonya kasika na wo de akọ kasika na wo de akọ ne no wo be na wa akọ ka wura wo be for free wo for free nti Ghana Kufuor won gugu bibia mo ma bibia mbra for
50 pesos who for Jonfa 50 pesos sister e wo be no usuo 40 pesos no one 50 enye use my say ya bro
who got toilet be use Africa 1 cedi first na 60 pesos say 1 cedi so be use toilet through 51 cedi 50 pesos aden ya kwara ya ba ade na to so yentiment e to mo nto bibia boy de den toilet kwa yentiment ko sia me dia ma ko toilet sa ma ko miensa me nya ndidi yo na medidi amasa yo me den e say yesra ban se onhwe bibia ma yen
bia wo ko didua ne be na oyam hwe a obetumi akobe 4 times and I say 5 times paper no say yekitua paper no say yekitua na toilet no so ho so mu ndi hu ndi ntanyama enye easy
Ewie na ha ene yede kasebo no ebesi asadankoma odente wono ene ye mitini ema me denta obefre no 0242307766 na waye bi ama eja
asida so besan kwa special insio ene special drink this way chocolate drink and then the coffee drink best point service saloons and best assurance this fufu ene need abekwa YouTube channel so eka ho bi yen wo madaro manda kasebo yede ebremu yen yeso mu no eyeme eja kwabena mene
Epia ejewa kwadi adamu ase amamumu ene hwa ye kofa loto